All right, today we're going to go through the results of the quiz that that little pop quiz that we took yesterday, just a 5-minute check. I'm going to hand back your cards again. You guys took more than 5 minutes. Shouldn't have taken 5 minutes or more.
It did.
Now, okay, we're gonna walk through it today. I want to go through this. I was just kind of looking at how are you setting them up? Were you paying attention? Did you really understand the last problem, that type of thing? Before I got to the homework, I'm going to put the homework back up on the board here in a second. Today is more or less a work day, so after we're done with the 5-minute check, I'm going to give you the rest of class where you can actually work on your homework today. Because I did give you quite a bit. I promised you some time where you can actually work on it, because yesterday you didn't get hardly any. Some of you didn't. But I want to give you some time to actually work today. Today, I need to hand out practice guides. So like for my seniors, you need the semester test. You need the practice semester test. For everybody in here, you need the practice guide for the Chapter 3 test. Because we're going to start reviewing as early as tomorrow for that. Because the test is like next Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the time frame that I had it set. So we're gonna give you some time today to work. Tomorrow we'll start reviewing. So let me hand these out.
All I have to take the 5-minute check.
No.
Yes. What? I should have been gone yesterday. Next time you play, can you let me know so I can. That just means it's not graded.
All right. Hey, this is the first page. This is first page only. I'm going to hand out the second page here in a second. Sorry, I didn't get them stapled this morning. I was busy. There was a ton of things going on this morning. So.
Like the
That didn't help. Building and things you guys were talking about PreCalculus.
Wait, what is this thing? I don't have any classes.
So sorry I didn't staple it. So.
It's okay. We're good. I know where you're staying. Why don't you let us get it?
Yeah, I'm going to hand it out. Hey, yeah, go get it and start learning. Hey, staple nicely. I don't want people wasting 50 staples because you just staple in the middle of the papers.
We're at the function. When have we done
Mr.
that?
Ward, why don't you let us staple? We could have eaten during breakfast.
This is the very first day. We didn't actually have homework on it. We just talked about it.
What the heck? Do we actually have to graph it or can we just make a table?
We're just going to make a quick sketch of it.
Wait, did you say this is the last test for semester reviews? What is this last test for semester review? Wait, why didn't you bring it to stapler?
All right, did you get both? Did you get both front and back? Okay. All right. Hey, here's the first page. Second page.
Yeah.
To make sure everyone in this row.
I think Justin's walking around stapling.
That's every desk.
I know. Justin's doing
That's every desk.
on the yachts and there's okay.
What Yahoo is around with the outside on that practice? Jimmy, what were you doing in here? I'm passing it around. Jimmy, you guys have breakfast club? Yeah. What time is it? Gallon of milk in this fridge. What cereal did you rub? This morning we had some fruity pebbles with marshmallows. There's 3 boxes of cereal.
Oh, can I have some? Please? Please? Please?
I paid for it. I
Can I have a little taste right now? Yeah, no.
All right. Hey. Hey, did everyone get both pages of the practice guide? Okay. Redding is going around stapling, or he's at least providing you a stapler. What?
Try our Thai chicken.
No, I can't right now. I'm busy. Sorry, I can't. Sorry.
He won't try it.
We bought that cereal.
Hey.
We bought that cereal.
Get out of my cabinet and stop stealing my
Get out of
stuff.
my cereal.
Okay, hey, seniors, raise your hands.
Oh, it's just
Seniors, raise your hands. We should have
3 of them.
3. Okay. Boom. Boom.
Is it only one page?
Justin bought that. Did you eat it all?
Is this really only from this semester? Why are we speaking?
Corey stole my cereal.
What?
Wrong Jimmy, you put it on the plate. This is literally our cereal. You lost my gallon of milk in there.
Okay. Hey, close up my cabinet and close the door next to you.
Justin.
Okay, all right. Hey, seniors. After we are done with our Chapter 3 test next Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day we get done, you guys are going to spend the rest of our classes in here, like in the back room, just working on this thing. So you guys can work together. We don't go through a formal review of it with you guys. So if you have questions, you just ask when we have downtime, and then you can get it through. And then that's all you do. You can ignore the rest of the notes we take. You just work on this, and then the Monday of the last week you're here, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, you take my semester test in this class.
And then
It's
Wednesday's
back
like the
to
checkout thing.
Wednesday.
Just
check
Mr.
it
Stapler,
out.
sir.
Check it
Supervisor.
out. So it's pretty easy. So you guys are down to your last like 2 assignments.
Those are some good ones.
So, all right. For you guys, you have like a couple sections of the next one. Okay. All right. Okay, next. Okay. All right. Last thing I want to cover. I want to go through the pop quiz that we took yesterday. I want to hand back your little cards if you actually took it. If you didn't, you can just take some notes, like Justin. Sorry, you can just don't. What did I say, Justin? Dalton, take notes today on this. That way you kind of understand what they went through. Okay. All right. I'm going to hand back your little card. And I basically just what it is, I looked through, did you know how to set it up? We're getting numbers that were approximately correct. And I want to talk about them, like why do they make sense and all that good stuff. Okay? Alright, let's see, Sam.
Are you trying to steal Godwin's like 5-pointer by saying 5-minute check?
No, because Sam's like he actually grades. I was just seeing where you guys were. So.
That obviously good.
Were we in a
Some
good
people would,
place?
some
That last one I had no idea. Were we good?
I actually did attention class, but I got confused.
Oh, sure.
Some good ones.
That's what they all said. That's a good excuse, Macy.
Again, it was just something I was just looking at each one and kind of see where you guys were sitting.
Jared Shaw.
I did pretty good. Put a stapler for your Social Security.
Jimmy, are bowls required? Do I need to bring my own, provide my own?
Dane, did you stay with
Okay.
yours?
Holden, where's...
Oh, do we not get a grade?
He liked it.
No.
He liked it.
Josie.
I ran out of time.
Stop.
Okay. Alright. Dylan, you better say it. Okay.
I got,
24.9.
I said put 24.99 for 25 other people.
Alright. Okay, so. You said, please.
Yeah, I will.
Alright. Okay, hey, last thing, let's go through these, then we're done today, and then you can take the rest of the time today to work on your homework, which I promised you a ton of time. I'll put the assignment back up on the boards due Monday, that we get plenty of time. You'll even have time tomorrow, because tomorrow we're doing the first half of our practice guide for chapter 3. And then you'll have the rest of the class kind of work. So you have plenty of time in class, which I wanted to promise you that. Okay, Krypton. Right? Krypton 85 has a decay rate of 6.3, and again, I just made up these numbers. So, what you have to do is this is the formula that we talked about in class yesterday, was this is the rate how population, bacteria, minerals, like things that break down over time, right? Or they grow. So, what we're trying to figure out is the half-life, the time it takes for this object to go half as big, or half as much material. So, what you did is just make up numbers. So, what I would do is I would go like, okay, I'm going from 10 to 5. I'm starting at 10, this is the initial, that's A of 0, it's the initial, and I'm going half. You can make up any numbers you wanted there. It could be 150, it could be 2 and 1, it doesn't matter.
460.
Okay? The rate of decay is going down by 6.3%, so you got to make that negative, and you have to move the decimal over 2 spots. If you make the number positive, it won't work out. It doesn't work the way you want it to. I believe the answer will display on the calculator will be correct. It'll just have a negative sign on it.
That's what I did.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. But it had to be negative. That's something that I want you to know. Like if it's going down in numbers, like half-life, or it's decreasing in population, the rate should be negative. Okay, so now to solve this, you divide the 10 over first to get half. That's why half-life comes into play. Equals the e to the negative 0.063t. You take the natural log of both sides, so natural log of half, natural log of the other side, e to the negative 0.063t. And why we do that is so that you can drop the power up front, because that's a power rule. That you can drop this power out, and the natural log of e will go away, because natural log of e is 1. So this is what we'll be left with. We'll be left with this. Natural log of half. When you drop the power out front, negative 0.063t, the natural log of e is gone, because it's 1. And then you can divide by the last number. You can divide by this negative number that's in front of t, so it'll give you this. 0.063. Make that negative. And when you divide, it should give you a number, and I believe it was what, 11 years, something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Roughly 11. Okay. Questions about the first one?
Are you supposed to use like, isn't it like congruent sign?
Yeah, it's approximate, because there's decimals, so approximate. So, okay. Questions about that? Is there any concerns about how I did it?
No.
This is exactly the formula, exactly the process we're going to do on the next one
So the
for the
zero
population.
means
What was that?
Zero means something.
I can barely see that.
Where are we at?
A zero,
Oh, 8 to the 0, this means the initial number. Like at time of 0, like week 0, the start, what was your amount that you had? We had 10
A to the
grades.
goose egg.
Okay, all right, we're good though? Let's move on. Second problem now, the population problem. Okay, this is one, I want to see if you could use all the information that I provided you to figure out the second answer. Okay, so we're using the same exact formula, just the only difference is that we have to make sure, where's my calculator at?
It's under there, it's under the book, under the book.
Oh. Okay,
I stapled this.
all right,
This
So-
is number
okay.
17.
So, data reported 44 million people. That's my initial, 44.4 million. I don't know the rate, but I do know the time. Because for this population to grow to 55 million people, it took me from 2008 to 2017, was that 9 years?
Yes, sir.
So you plug 9 in there. Where I got the 9 from, it's the difference in years from 2008 to 2017. Okay?
Did you do 8 minus 17 or 17
It's not
minus 8?
17 minus the 8, you get 9.
Did you have the 2000 in it or did you not have the 2000?
You don't fix up
You
one.
wouldn't,
It looks
doesn't
like
matter.
one.
Okay. So, now, when you do this math, you divide, you get a number over here. You divide the number over, I should say, not subtract, but you divide this number over.
Stop. These are the source button. Can I have this?
Okay, so you divide the number over, and then what you do next is you'll take the natural log. I'm gonna just jump to the shortcut. The shortcut for how I'm gonna find the rate. You take the natural log of that 55.2 divided by 44.4, and then when you take the natural log of the other side, the 9R will drop out, and you divide by 9. And that'll give you your R, that'll give you your rate. Now why this is important, you have to use whatever that rate is, which it actually turns out to be 55.2 divided by 44.4.
2.39%.
Yeah, 0.24, so 2.4% growth. And that's positive number because it is going up in population. And then what you have to do is on the next part is you have to use this rate to predict what will happen in 2028.
I'll bring it to large group.
Now, here's the goofy part. It didn't actually matter with which number you start with. If you want to start with the 44, if you want to start with the 55. But what does matter is the years you plug into the T. So whatever number you start with, so if you start with the 44.4, you better use the difference in years from 2008 to 20 years. Okay? If you went from 2017 to here, you have to use 11 years. So it depends on which number you used. So if you're that 44.4 million person, then your rate is the 0.024,
Then you're weird.
and your time is 20 years. And this will give you the amount of people in that time frame. Okay.
Goofy.
And let's see what this number is. It's going to be 0.024 times 20. It was like 71.7 million people. Now, and again, you can, if you rounded, fine and dandy. Okay, now here's the goofy part.
Number 3 was challenging.
I had a lot of people try to put millions. They try to put the big numbers in there, like actual like millions. You would not have to do that unless, for some reason, the labels are changing from like millions to 100,000s or to other like denominations like billions. Because so this number, you can just leave them like the numbers with 24s. You don't need to add in all those extra zeros in there because it'll work out anyway.
None of those extra goose eggs are.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, can I ask an off-topic question?
No, wait. Okay, I don't have time for that. So, moving on.
That's because
How many people on the ice?
Did I use
Oh, I
four
use
55?
Why does your
What?
board
Alright,
when
how
you
many people
are
play
basically
on
close
here?
in?
11.
It's not attached to the wall.
Is it 11?
12.
Okay, all right. Last,
That's if you use the 55.2.
Okay.
You use the 44.4.
Yeah,
all
12.
right. Okay,
She asked
last thing. Okay, last thing. This is the last problem. And I could definitely tell people weren't paying attention when I was going through this problem on the board. This is a formula that's used for infection rates. Okay? What you have to do for the first problem, you have to figure out what was the initial amount of people that were sick. All you have to do is plug in a 0 for time.
I'm the one who told you that.
Week 0, week 0 will give you this. So this will be, so e to the negative 0, that's just 1. And so you're going to have 125,000 people divided by 5,001. Because this is 1 times 5,000, which is 5,000 plus 1, which is 5,001. This number, whatever this is,
25.
25? Okay, that's how many people were originally sick. And if you had a decimal, you could round it up. There you
24.99
go.
people.
So 25 people.
Or
Okay.
25 whole people.
Now, if you want to find 9 weeks later, all you had to do
Plug
was
in 9.
plug in 9,
You're right.
and that's it. Because this formula was based in weeks, so we didn't have to convert it to months or anything like that. So you plug in 9, and that significantly changes the numbers. Because now what you're going to have is this. You're going to have 5,000 e to the negative 9, and that changes the number now. Now you're not going to get 5,001 on the bottom. You're going to get a number that is significantly different than that.
It's gonna be a big number.
Yeah, the number on the bottom actually turns out to be smaller and smaller and smaller, so you actually get a bigger number in the long run. What was the rough number that we were getting?
77,301.
Say it again?
77,301.
301 or something like that, really close, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that number was about half, a little bit over half the population. No, actually significantly half, maybe almost 3/4 of the population for that. It was in that range. That's a lot of people, and a lot of people were guessing like, that number seems way too high. 9 weeks. Infection rates for diseases spreads way faster. Like that's actually slow. Because 9 weeks later, you're almost getting
No.
almost 3/4 of the full population getting infected. Okay, that's actually slow, because the flu can spread where almost 100 people are actually,
That'd be
like,
a nice infection, you could probably cure it faster.
yeah, so it's going slower, so, which is unbelievable, okay? All right, these are the last things. You can keep the little card. I just want to see kind of where people were sitting. It was very apparent when we got down to that last question, some people were not listening
I
to
had
me
it
on
set
the
up
board.
right.
You
Is
thought
that-
I wasn't listening, but I got
I just ran out of time.
So, all right,
Somebody else said
you can keep the card, that's yours.
Give me my pencil.
Practice
Here,
guides, brother. Okay.
I made this for you.
Hey, everyone practice test chapter 3. This thing needs to be completed on the review days. So like tomorrow and Monday, we're gonna do half and half, and then this is due on Tuesday when we actually take the test. Seniors, your practice semester test is due the day you take your semester test. That's the next, it's a week from this Monday.
Do seniors have to take 2 tests?
Wait,
Yeah,
you said
back.
do the day to do the review, so I felt like.
Back to back, was it kind of like Jordan 96?
So like, I want the first half completed when we do it that review day.
Oh,
Second half.
I don't need to finish before the.
No,
It's like-
we finish it in class
Okay.
together.
Kind of
So,
like Jordan 96, 97,
sure,
back to back.
back to back.
Did you know that Jordan
Stop.
had?
All right.
Give me my pencil.
Alright, okay, homework. I'm gonna put the homework set back up on the board here. Make sure you're working on that today. Don't waste time. You have 22 minutes today to actually work on this. And I don't know how much time you'll have tomorrow, so let's make sure you're working. Try to stay in your seats, but